So it was either to stay in Boston or to come back. My mom and my grandma brought me to a Vanessa Mae concert. It was the first time I saw somebody play an electric violin. The whole time I was like, oh, I want to play that thing, that thing. And I was like 4. Then my mom was like, okay. And she bought me a small violin. So I think that was the starting point of diving into music and my music journey. I mean, they did tell me, like no matter what you do, you have to work really, really hard at it. And passion isn't enough, lah. So many people have passion, but how many people are willing to put in the work for it, Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Profiles, brought to you by Flex Space Studio, a space where we explore the journey from different creators or even entrepreneurs. Today, we're joined by a singer-songwriter artist whose music blends in soul, jazz, R&B, and even pop. She's trained at one of the world's most top music schools, and today we are going to invite her over and discover her journey, like how she actually builds up her music career. So please welcome Jo to our profiles today. So welcome, Jo.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so do you want to do a quick introduction about yourself?
Sure. I am a singer, songwriter, a music educator, as well as a business owner. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself an entrepreneur because, well, I didn't start anything new. But me and my partner, we both run a music school called Music Nation. Yeah, but yeah, so all that.
All right. So you study at the world's top music school, I would say,
Yes.
Berklee. So, okay, before that, what actually brings you into music?
So this is what my mom told me, okay? I have no recollection of it because I was 4 years old. So she brought me to a Vanessa Mae concert. You know Vanessa Mae? This violinist. It was the first time I saw somebody play an electric violin. Yeah, and she did a concert in Genting apparently, and my mom and my grandma brought me there. And apparently the whole time I was like, oh, I want to play that thing, that thing. And I was like 4. Then my mom was like, okay. And she bought me a small violin. So I think that was the starting point of diving into music and my music journey. But of course, as a child, I could say, like, oh, I want to play that, I want to do that thing. But if my parents weren't supportive, they wouldn't have bought me, my first instrument. Yeah, then later on, it was piano. And then, of course, in college, it was singing. Yeah.
So you actually have like supportive parents to support your music career now.
Yes. I mean, they did tell me, like no matter what you do, you have to work really, really hard at it. And passion isn't enough, lah. So many people have passion, but how many people are willing to put in the work for it, Yeah.
Then do you actually have a moment, or should I say like a turning point, where you think that music is not just something you love, it's something that you actually want to pursue?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, not really. Like, I think everything, because when we were younger, so me and my siblings, when we were younger, my mom, she sent us to a lot of music classes, Yamaha lah, private classes lah, all those violin classes, everything. And it wasn't until I think when we were in Xiaoxue, primary school, because I went to SJKC. My time, it was Jay Chou, Wang Lihong, Ling Junjie.
Actually, until our time, also the same people. Like,
Oh, yes, still.
yes, still the same people.
Still the same. Well, they're coming back now also, right?
Yeah lor. Yeah lor.
Yeah, so for me, the pivotal point was Wang Lihong. Yeah, because even though I went to SJKC, but we spoke English at home. Our language at home is pretty
Westernized.
Yeah, a little bit lah. So we use English, Mandarin, but mainly English. And to me, I think Wang Hong was really relevant because of his background and how he spoke and how he composed his music, right? And I was 12 years old. So I told my mom, I was like, I really like this kind of music. I really, like it is C-pop, but that album, 盖世英雄, it blended so many different genres and instruments. There's R&B, there's hip-hop, there's Chinese traditional instruments, mix of everything. And there's also classical influence in it as well, right? So I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, how can somebody create something so fresh and so new? And coming from America as well, because he's American, right? And then I Googled, like, where is he from? What did he do? And which school did he go to? So, yeah, it was through Wang Hong that I wanted to do songwriting, and I found out about Berklee. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, actually, I'm not sure, but as far as I know, like a lot of artists, they actually like advertise themselves. Okay, I go to Berkeley, so top music school.
One of the top lah.
Oh,
Not the
one
top.
of the top, yeah, not the top. Okay, but we thought that Berkeley was like, maybe it's because they advertise it as in that way, so people will think like, oh, you go Berkeley, wow, your music, wow, damn nice, damn king, like that.
They would assume lah.
Yeah, they will assume like this.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Berkeley is a fantastic school. I think that before you go, you really need to know what is it that you want to learn and what is it that you want to get out of Berkeley. Because when we first went there, also what they told us was, like, you can learn these things anywhere, but please use the Berkeley resources and network. So yeah, that's why it's expensive.
True. So after experiencing all these like global music culture and stuff like that, because you went overseas.
Yeah.
So what made you choose to like return back to KL and actually start your music career in KL?
So after graduating in 2017, I had 1 year. So they're quite nice. They gave us 1 year of working visa that the school would apply for you. And you could work for 1 year. And I was like, okay, I have a songwriting degree now. What can I do? Do I want to go to Nashville and write songs? So Nashville is a songwriting hub where Taylor Swift, a lot of those, we think music is from LA, right? A lot of the songwriting, the songs come from Nashville, and it's recorded in Nashville. So do I want to go to Nashville? Not really. Do I want to be a songwriting factory? Cannot lah. Then, okay, what about education? What about, music business and things like that? Do I want to be involved in a recording label? Do I want to be involved in a production studio? So then I got hired at a music school called Musicians Playground. And it was there that it changed my whole perspective in teaching music. The way that we teach music is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Yeah.
And then the pieces that we're given is not so interesting as well. And then we don't know why we need to learn these things. Why do we need to play scales? Why we need to learn, read, and all these things. It's important, but as a child, we don't know why.
We don't understand.
Correct. And then we give up.
Exactly.
So yeah, like it changed my whole perspective of teaching and how we approach students, how we run the school, how we connect with our clients and students and things like that. So after that 1 year was up, I met one of the best bosses I've ever met in Boston, Alyssa. She taught me so much. And so it was either to stay in Boston or to come back. And I feel like if I were to stay, I would always be somebody's employee. So I decided to come home and start something of my own, be it recording my own music, started my own music school, start my own business. And yeah, it's still better to have something at home,
Like the feeling authentic, like this is your place.
Correct. My place, this is my home country. This is what I can do within, like whereas in other countries, I think we have to jump through a lot more hoops in order to get to where we want to get to. Yeah, so I was like, okay, gotta come home and make my parents proud.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you describe your style as soulful and spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you define the vibe in the music and like your music identity?
I think chili padi is really the best way I can describe. I think we all understand, like, as Southeast Asians, right? We are like, whatever that we eat, right? Like jiao cai ci fan, even Malay food or Indian food, we still need that
Kick.
that kick. Yeah. So for me, I grew up with Michael Jackson, with ABBA, with Elvis Presley, because that was what my mom listened to. And then I found C-pop, just Sojelo, Wang Li Hong, And then during my teenage years, it was only rock music. It was only until I went to college that I got introduced to soul, jazz, R&B, and all these actually is the ancestors or the root of where our pop music came from, where our R&B music came from, So my genre now is a blend of all these genres that I grew up with: rock, pop, soul, R&B, and with just a kick of, spiciness, chili padiness, which is my own flavor. Like how I approach my melodies, how I perform on stage, my demeanor, everything. It's I try lah, like you said, to be authentic. Yeah.
Have you had a moment, whether it's maybe a performance or maybe it's a listener's reaction, that actually made you think that, okay, this is why I make music?
Yes. There were quite a few moments actually 2 years ago when I decided that I wanted to write my own music and record my own music. So I was like, okay, I don't care lah. I'm at this age already. I just want to do what I want to do, write the kind of music that I want to write. So we started putting songs together, arranging those songs, and then performing them at like small venues. And it was actually at those smaller venues that, we play for 2 people. We play for 5 people only. We play for 3, sometimes even 0. I think it was those moments where those 2 people came up to us after the show and said, your songs are really nice. Like we want to hear more. Where can we hear more? So it really reminded me and gave me validation where, like it's okay to not be mainstream and it's okay to write what you want to write, because if you take care of the music, if you really put heart and soul into your music, even if it's just for 2 people,
it's enough.
Yes. Because, and they took the time out to be curious about, who is this Jo Lixian? What kind of music? And then they stayed for the show and they came up to us after that. So now I think I would write music for these people. Yeah.
So a few more questions. This is more towards like the truth behind an artist's struggles.
It is.
Every artist will actually like face moments when like the music doesn't comes out. Yeah.
Like writer's block.
Yeah,
or
writer's
like,
block. Exactly. So, or like sometimes when you feel pressured that you want to produce something and you actually feel that it's heavy. Yeah. So what have those moments like taught you about yourself?
Well, it has taught me to slow down, and be patient. Because sometimes when I write or when I teach, even, I want to get to the point very quickly. But the point isn't the point. The point is the journey of how you get there, how you phrase these lyrics, how we want to teach a certain technique, and how do we break it down so that students understand. I would say teaching is also a very creative thing, because how you learn singing versus how Liang Zai here learns singing is very different. Your voice and his voice is very different. So how do I break down a certain technique to you is very different than how I break it down to a child, right? So, and that's on me. How do I be a good teacher to you and good teacher to that person? And it requires creativity. It requires patience. So back to songwriting, right? I feel like for me now, like I've written quite a few songs to understand how I am as a writer. When I want to write something, okay, yeah, I'm feeling very strongly about this thing. I want to write it down. Okay, my main point come out already, which is tends to be the chorus. How do I write the verse? Do I want a bridge? So now I would allow myself, okay, you can sleep on this first. You have this topic already. You sleep on it first, then you come back tomorrow. Okay, give me one sentence tomorrow. Okay, got one sentence ready. Come back again the next day. Yeah, because if we rush it or if we constipate it out, sometimes 反效果,
yeah, it's not the result that you want.
Yeah, it's not the result that you want, and people can tell.
Oh,
Actually, yeah. So yeah,
I see.
be patient.
I see. So is this one of the inspiration that, like, how you got your debut mini album?
Yeah,
Slept
on
on
it. Yeah. Well, Slept on It is a compilation of my young adult years. Since I was about like 20, 21 when I was doing my songwriting degree until I would say 2 years ago. So it's a compilation of the highlights of those years. And then, like what I said just now, okay, you got to sleep on this first. You think about it first, and you do, right? I've slept on it long enough. It's been like, what, 13 years, 12, 13 years. So it's time to do, I feel, yeah. So, yeah.
So it's actually a compilation of your transformation for so many years.
Yeah, transformation and, certain, like, my first heartbreak.
Oh.
My first time in New York. Yeah, my first, self-doubt thing, yeah. So it's little memories, I would say it's a journal. Yeah.
So maybe the last question. What kind of artist do you hope you're becoming? Not just like the music you write, but like in impact, in legacy, and the way your music touch people. Like, are you the artist that you wanted to grow into?
Oh, this question. Honestly, I don't have much expectations in terms of legacy or, like what do I want to leave when I die or whatever. I don't think that's very important to me. But I think now, like after writing and releasing music and, getting feedback from people, well, one, I definitely just want to write good music and not be influenced by, what's trendy now. Then I should write those things. Or, your target audience should be this. You should write songs like this. So yeah, I think, have I become the artist that I want to become? I think yes, slowly, yes. I'm like 60% there, I think. And that's because I have very good friends and musicians who are with me, and they are very encouraging. They're always telling me, like, just write whatever you want, like just be honest and write whatever you want. Don't write just for the sake of writing it. People can tell one, like, so yeah, I just want to challenge myself sonically and reach people, like if you need a teman, hopefully my songs can help you during those times. Instead of me trying to fit into the scene, why not create my own and let people find me? Yeah.
If you could sum up your musical journey so far in one sentence, what would it be?
I think it's still the caption in my IG. Cili Padi soul music when you need a pick me up. Yeah, just like when you're down, when you need something, like it's like coffee, you need a boost of. I'm there. I've done the work and I'm still doing the work, and I want to continue doing and writing. Yeah, and nowadays with like social media, there's no age limit to music anymore. And next time if my face cannot pakai anymore, screw it lah. Just put like like bag over my head and just continue writing. Yeah. But that's it.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Jo, for your time today.
Thank you, Steph. Very nice face. Come, lie. Yeah, do your podcast here.
All right. Thank you so much, Jo. And fellow audience, we know that there is a stereotype that people will say, oh, this kind of stuff can't make money. can't do much for your life. But actually, if you view the things that you like in your own perspective and you actually believe in the process, it will be something that values to your life.
And you have to be willing to work hard at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining our profiles 人物志 today. Thank you so much for Jo.
Thank you, Steph.
If you like our episode today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you have anything to ask Jo, or if you have any comments, feel free to comment down below. And we will see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.